Can you tell me what's wrong now? You've been unusually quiet all day.
Oh, it's nothing. Just a small problem at home. I'm not sure if I want to talk about it.
Anything I can help with? Sure, I want to hear about it.
Doubt it. It actually concerns you. Remember when I told you about my Uncle Jared?
Yeah? Said good things about him. Sound like a cool guy.
Well, not anymore. I finally decided to tell him about us. And I thought he'd be super happy, but when I told him who you were, he got really cold. He's already tried to convince me to break up with you several times already.
It's weird. My older sister Cindy, she got really upset when I told her about you. She tried the same thing as well.
Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me?
Because it doesn't matter. I care for you. I wasn't gonna let my judging sister ruin this. She doesn't even know you.
We should talk to them both. Convince them and prove to them that...
No. We got nothing to prove. Look, these past 6 months have been the best time of my life. You helped me through so much, and for that I'm grateful. If they can't accept us, that's their problem.
You're right. I'm sorry. You've helped me through my rough times too. And I'm gonna hold you to that gratitude.
That's no reason to get a divorce. With a rich husband and this year's clothes, you won't find it difficult to make some new friends.
Look, I admit I came to Paris to escape American provincial, but that doesn't mean I'm ready for French traditional. I loathe the whole idea of Sylvie, but if only Charles had been honest with me, that's all I ask of anybody, the simple truth.
Jamie, come here for a second. You went to see him again, didn't you?
Yes, so?
Sit down. We need to talk.
Come in.
I want to talk to you.
This about Jamie. I'd rather not talk about it. I'm not in the mood to go down this road again.
Brother, can we just...
No. You think just because you took care of me for 2 years, you get to lay down, I should live my life?
More like 7 years. You may be 25, but you're still living in my home. That means you should at least respect what I have to say about that troubled girl.
Troubled?
Yes, troubled. The kind of trouble that caused a lot of issues for mom and dad. The same will be brought down on you if you stay with her.
What is wrong with you? You never even met Jamie. And I'm tired of you trying to split us up without saying anything.
Mom knew Jamie's dad.
Are you kidding me?
No, you wouldn't know this, but mom knew Jamie's dad many years ago. They were colleagues. They had a terrible fallout.
What happened?
Doesn't matter. It was work related. What I know is that girl's father was a complete scumbag. And I'm telling you, I think she's exactly like him. You don't need that in your life, trust me.
You don't tell me what I need, sister.
Arthur.
No! I don't want to hear anymore. What happened between our parents is dead and buried. So are they. You were hardly there for me when mom died. 6 months, Jamie has done more for me than you have in 7 years.
I care for you.
Financially, not emotionally. Most times you act like you were the only one who lost mom. So why don't you just go live your life and let me live mine?
That's not what I...
You can't be serious.
I wanted to make things easy for you, Jay, but I feel I have to be more blunt before things go too far.
So what you're saying is my father knew Arthur's parents years ago?
Your dad wasn't perfect back then. In fact, he was a real prick. I can admit that. But Arthur's parents were trouble as well.
Well, how do you know?
Because I know. I may have been very young at the time, but I knew things were bad.
So what happened?
Some big problems at work. I don't know all the details.
So what you're saying is I need to break up with Arthur because of a feud our parents had years ago?
I don't want you to go through the same problems that your dad went through. I promise things will not end well.
Uncle Jared, I will always be grateful for you taking me in, especially after my parents died. But I'm 19, I know that may be young, but I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to make sure things will end well
So
between us.
naive. Arthur's mom was a very conniving woman, and I've never met Arthur, but I know that you are both going to suffer your parents' mistakes.
My father's mistakes are in the past. I'm not going to suffer anything.
Just listen to me for a
Don't say
second.
anymore.
You're late.
I wasn't gonna come at all. I have too much going on.
How's your father?
Not well. Ever since my mom died, his mental state has gotten worse. And now my brother resents me.
Well, things aren't well for me either. I tried to tell my niece about there being problems between my brother and your parents, on some hope that she might leave Arthur. Something inside me wanted to say more.
Well, don't. I want them to break up, but not at the expense of causing them more pain. God, I thought this was all behind us.
Seems like the death of my brother and sister-in-law and your mother made their bond so strong.
Yeah, I figured. A part of me wanted to tell Arthur more, but he loved my mother very much. I'm too scared of what it will do to him, what he'll think of her.
Same for my brother. Jamie's heard so many bad things about her dad. To add this on top of that.
So what to do? I've never seen Arthur more serious about any other girl.
I think the best course would be to wait things out. Restrain them as much as we can, and hope for the best.
What if things go too far?
Then we'll do what we must.
Listen, Uncle Jared, I'm really sorry you found out this way. I know it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna have to understand that it's just
It's your
gonna be...
brother.
What?
Arthur is your father's son. And your brother.
What? No. That's not true. I don't believe you. No. No! No!
Sorry I didn't tell you sooner.
You should have said something. How could you not say anything?
You loved your dad so much. You were so sad when your parents died. I couldn't bear to stain their memory anymore.
So how'd it happen?
25 years ago, my mother had an affair with your father at work. she got pregnant. The reveal of the affair tore our family apart. I was 8 and forced to watch the arguments.
Oh, I'm sure it must have been hard for you.
You have to understand, your father was a completely different man at that time. He refused to be a father to Arthur, and that didn't help the fights and issues between our families.
Eventually, Arthur was born. Our parents reconciled and we moved on with our lives.
When Arthur was 2, my brother decided to try to be a father.
Why didn't he?
I begged him not to. I made sure he saw how better we were without him. And I guess it worked because he signed over his parental rights and I've never seen him since.
You should have said something. You shouldn't have danced around this and just told me the truth.
You think I don't know that? When your parents died, I was the one stuck with this heavy burden. It wasn't easy.
And how come you didn't tell your brother anything?
I never wanted him to see my mother that way. Even after all these years, he's been through enough as it is.
I can't believe my dad was like that.
He was a mess, baby, a complete mess. He lost his job, his life was going nowhere. I was ashamed of him at the time. But then he met your mother and had you. And started straightening things out.
I don't want to hear any more of this. I'm carrying the incest baby of the man I'm supposed to love. You should have said something. Now everything's gonna go to shit, and I don't know if I can handle it. And oh God, I have to tell him. I have to tell him.
Jamie, I don't know what you plan to do with the baby. I'll get involved no longer. The problem is, I'm afraid of what the truth will do to Arthur. So I'll leave it to you to do as you must.
Hey,
Hey,
I need to tell you something.
what is it?
I don't know how to say this, but I know I have to. No. Stop. You need to listen for a minute.
Sure. What is it you have to say?